to CC1 News. I'm Tina Wu. Recently, there are several natural disasters such as flood, drought, and forest fire due to climate change. Today, in our news, we will introduce two places that have experienced serious forest fire in the world to you. First, let's welcome Lina to introduce the forest fire in Australia.
Okay, thank you, Tina. We know that Australia often burns during its bushfire season, but its most recent summer was one of the most extreme ever. November 2019, there was no substantial rain until February 2020. Throughout the summer, hundreds of fires burned, mainly in the southeast of the country. Months of devastating fires in Australia left at least 28 people died, about 3,000 houses destroyed, and up to 1 billion animals affected. However, there were many local residents affected by this severe natural disaster. So let me interview the victims who have been influenced on.
I am a victim of this devastating fire, and my house was burned by the fire, and I could only stay at my cousin's house as the temporary accommodation. The fire also causes the poor air qualification, and that's a nightmare for me because I have an asthma. The thick fog also makes impact on driving safety. My friend even had a car crash yesterday. Numerous kangaroos and koalas are burned to death. I also saw a miserable scene that a mother koala tried to protect her child, but she failed and both of them were dead. When I still lived in my home, I heard animals screaming loudly every day. That's a really miserable thing. I hope that this disaster can end immediately and won't happen anymore.
This is the end of my report. Back to you, Tina.
Thank you, Lina. Hope everything there could be alright. Then, let's see how the fire in Indonesia influences people's daily lives. Let's welcome Mandy.
Thank you, Tina. Due to the spreading of COVID-19, we decided to change the interview to online. Not only in Australia, last year, Indonesia has been also in the headline due to the bushfire. According to the National Disaster Management Agency, nearly 329,000 hectares of land completely scorched in the first 8 months of 2019. Several provinces in Indonesia had declared a state of emergency. Bushfires are an annual issue in Indonesia, especially during the dry season in Southeast Asia. Moreover, Indonesia's tropical forests are lying on top of peat. The peatland makes fire spreading from forests to the earth itself, making it harder to control with the drought. Also, palm oil companies have been accused of igniting the bushfire. As well known, bushfires have many negative impacts. Firstly, it will affect human respiratory system. Also, it will cause damages and destruction of ecosystem of the forest. Now, we will connect and interview one of the locals who suffered from the Indonesia bushfire last year, and he is going to share with us his suggestion of tackling the issues.
Hello, I am a local here. I believe that there are some measures my government can do to better restore the peatland. One of which is to provide maintenance fund. Our government aims to rehabilitate 2 million hectares of burned peat by 2020. So we all know that restoring the peatland needs funding. But our government only has the budget to implement the restoration program, but not maintain it. While our government have built various infrastructure, like deep wells or canal blockings to restore the peatland, but without proper maintenance, this infrastructure is very easily destroyed, especially by my fellow villagers. Concerning my fellow villagers that are often disapproving of our government's policy here, our government should also introduce a reward and punishment system to involve local villages in the implementation of the restoration program. So if the villagers are willing to participate in the program, they can get rewards. The rewards can come in the forms of incentives, grants, or partnerships to manage the land. On the other hand, penalties can be given to those who intentionally burn down peat areas or fail to prevent their areas from burning. The money from the penalties can be used to finance peatland restoration.
That's the end of our interview. Let's back to Tina.
Thank you, Mandy. I believe that through today's news, you all have further understanding of forest fire in the world. If you are interested in other global issues, just stay tuned. See you next Friday.